Single father Connor Garrett plans to move to Aruba with his daughter Macy. In order to focus on his work, he decides to hire a tutor to watch over Macy. He takes her with him to a cafe to interview as many nanas as possible because he wants Macy to be comfortable with the tutor of their choice. The first tutor worked with children from 25 families. Connor is impressed with her resume and wants to hear more about her experience, but she refuses to disclose any information because she guards her client's privacy. The second tutor seems a little too desperate for Connor because she has not worked in a long time. The third one does not even have a passport, the fourth asks him for an advance, and the fifth seems to be forgetful, which is not a good sign. On the other hand, Amber is an ambitious teacher. She considers her job her #1 priority. Amber was planning to go on a trip with her old college friends for the summer, but they are postponing it because half of them had other plans. Her sister Candace thinks she might be a potential summer tutor for someone she and her husband, Rob, know. The man in Rob's boss's son. He needs someone to help with his daughter because he is traveling overseas. Amber feels nervous about the offer because she has never taught outside the classroom. Candace tells her it is not a hard job. The girl is only 10 years old, so she is as old as the students she teaches at school. Connor and Macy still can't find the perfect tutor. He has interviewed over 15 people, and Candace believes someone as sweet and kind as Amber will set Connor at ease since there is a connection. Candace encourages Amber to think about the job even when she expresses her hesitance. She thinks Amber would have a blast in Aruba. It would be an amazing opportunity for her to work and relax. Amber finally meets Connor and Macy. Connor has heard a lot about her from her brother-in-law. After Amber gives Connor her resume, he tells her he has to be in Aruba for a couple of months, and that he needs someone to look after Macy while he is at work. Amber thought Connor needed a tutor, but she learns that he wanted someone to teach Macy and take care of her. Amber tells Connor she does not have any experience as a nanny because she is a teacher. Macy feels comfortable around Amber and starts asking her random questions. Amber does not mind the child's curious mind and thinks Macy is really adorable. The interview ends on a positive note. Connor thinks Amber is a good fit and tells her he will contact her the next day to confirm his decision. Macy smiles at her father the minute Amber leaves the cafe. She thinks she is the right choice. They both have a good feeling about Amber. Amber learns that Connor called her school principal to ask about her. Candace thinks that is great. It means Connor is officially considering Amber for the job. Amber likes Connor and his daughter. She wants to take the job, but she is worried she is not going to get the break she needs. Candace does her best to convince Amber to accept if Connor calls her back. She thinks this could be a new experience for her, one she really needs. Amber does not want to get her hopes up in case Connor doesn't call. But a few minutes later, her phone rings, and she does not hesitate to give him her answer. The three fly to Aruba. It is a majestic place on Earth. Amber is happy to be there and is surprised by the beauty around her. She now gets to stay in a villa overlooking the sea, and it has 2 pools. She and Macy find that really exciting. Tony, one of Connor's friends and a co-worker, meets Amber. He assumes Connor and Amber are dating, but he assures Tony that Amber is there only for Macy. Tony brought groceries his wife Shauna bought so they would not starve the first night. Tony knew they would be too tired to go grocery shopping. Connor finds Amber in the kitchen. They are both unsure about what they should make for dinner. He suggests that they do it family style, and that whatever they have is for all of them to share. He does not want Amber to feel excluded. Macy leaves for bed early. Connor and Amber remain seated at the dinner table alone. Connor is bothered by their awkward silence, so he leaves as well to clean up. Amber explores the house at night. She wants to find the perfect spot to read, but Connor already beats her up to it. She smiles nervously at him and sits on the other side. Amber asks Connor about his job in the energy industry. Connor is not very keen on answering her many questions and leaves. Amber finds Connor mysterious and wonders why he is so cold and unresponsive. On the first day and before Connor leaves, he turns around and almost kisses Amber. She is surprised by that and wonders what that means. Amber tells Macy that the whole island is their classroom and playground. Amber wants Macy to have fun, so she tries to make her see the exciting journey of learning. Tony asks Connor about his interaction with Amber, and he describes it as strange. Connor did not think things through before he employed her. He did not realize a woman would be living with him under the same roof. Amber makes Connor have flashbacks of married life. That is why he did the automatic kiss thing when she wished him a good day. Tony laughs at his friend, telling him he will get used to her in the end. Amber takes Macy to the zoo. They have a great time learning about different animals. Macy tells Amber about her bracelet, which brings her luck. Connor got it for her after he traveled to Ireland. Amber asks Macy if he always brings Macy gifts from his trips, but the little girl tells Amber that he got it because her mom left and he wanted to make her feel better. Connor hears all about the zoo trip. Macy asks her father to take her to the big beach on the weekend. She also wonders if Amber will join them. Connor tells Macy that Amber must have other things to do. Amber did not have the chance to speak for herself and is disappointed by that, but she quickly hides it. When Connor finds himself alone with Amber again, he starts behaving awkwardly just like before. He asks about her plans with Macy this week. Connor moves away to do the dishes, and when Amber hands him a bowl that needs cleaning, he holds her hand instead, and the bowl ends up falling on the floor. They both squat down to pick it up at the same time, and they look each other straight in the eyes. On the weekend, Macy asks Connor why he did not want Amber to join them for a swim. Connor explains to Macy that they needed to give Amber a chance to do some other things. When they return to the villa, Connor finds Amber coming out of the pool. He quickly looks away and apologizes. He continues speaking to her, trying not to look back at her. Connor hears someone calling his name and heads out to see who is visiting him. Tony and Shauna are here to check on him and Macy. The couple wants to show them good dinner spots. Tony introduces Shauna to Amber and asks her to join them for dinner. Once again, Connor tries to find another excuse to not take Amber, but Shauna stops him and tells him Amber could use a good meal prepared by someone else, since she is taking care of Macy all week. Amber smiles, liking the sound of that. Amber and Shauna listen to Connor and Tony's endless conversation about work. Shauna thinks at least the food was good, since the company is not. She did not agree to a business meeting. When Macy asks her father to take her to play at the beach, Amber takes Macy's hand and assures Connor that she doesn't mind watching her. Shauna follows Amber and Macy. She teases Amber and tells her she does not blame her at all for running away from the men's boring talk. Shauna is happy Amber is in Macy's life because she needs the presence of a woman. Macy was lonely back home. Shauna tells Amber that Connor's ex-wife hurt him and Macy with the way she left. For that reason, Connor and Macy needed to be away. Amber tells Candace that she is still trying to adapt to her new situation. Amber can't figure out if it is something she is doing which makes things awkward between her and Connor, or if it is his choice to keep her at arm's length. Amber did not think this through. She forgot about the part where she would be living with complete strangers. Candace thinks Connor might be intimidated by Amber because beautiful women make men behave strangely. Candace advises Amber to speak up. She does not have to be patient all the time. Amber takes Macy to visit a natural cave, where the little girl ends up losing her bracelet. She did not realize this at first, only after they went back to the villa. Amber tells Connor Macy might have dropped her lucky bracelet inside the cave. She went to sleep because she was really upset. Although the drive to the cave is long, Connor thinks he and Amber should go there to look for Macy's bracelet. Connor finds it inside the cave, and as soon as he stands back up, he trips and almost pushes Amber down with him. Amber extends her hand at him, but he does not take it, claiming he is fine. Once he starts walking, Connor yells out of pain. Amber wants to help Connor. She tells him to lean on her. His pride is hurt, and he does not want to reveal his weakness, but he has no other option but to hold on to her. Connor takes a break and sits down since he is hurt badly. He tells Amber he is not used to having a woman around. Amber asks if that is the reason why he has been keeping her away. Connor tells her it was not intentional. He did not mean to be so rude. Connor apologizes, saying that this is all new to him. Amber thinks they should be straightforward instead of assuming things about each other. Connor finds Macy with Tony and Shauna, who show up after he called them last minute. He gives her what he and Amber found, and the girl could not have been happier. Shauna asks Amber and Connor if they want to play teams, and they all hang out for the rest of the night. Amber takes Macy out to build a home for a whole family of lizards. Macy sits beside Amber and asks her if she has kids. Macy learns that Amber does not. She tells her that all of her teachers do, and that their kids are lucky. Amber hears this and wonders why Macy feels this way. Macy tells Amber those kids have moms who want them. Amber does not know what to say to Macy and hugs her. She feels bad that such a beautiful sweet girl has to deal with these conflicting feelings at a young age. Macy does not deserve this. Amber voices her concern to Connor about what Macy told her. She thinks it might be helpful to know more about what happened with his ex-wife. Connor gives her a short version. Macy's mom was not sure what she wanted anymore, so she decided to leave her married life because it was holding her down. Macy has not seen her in years. It has been hard for her to accept her mom's departure. Connor has tried his best to make sure she is loved and that none of what happened is her fault. Connor realizes that Macy thought about the sad memory because the next day is the anniversary of her mother leaving. It also happens to be Connor's birthday, so Macy seeks Amber's help to prepare a surprise for her dad. Amber and Macy run errands together. They think about the best gift for Connor, and Macy suggests they get him a new shirt. They also make a cake for him. Connor tries his best to leave work early, but he gets caught up in a new project and finds Macy already asleep when he gets back home. Connor feels sorry that he missed the surprise party because of the meeting. To make things better, Amber wakes up early and prepares a delicious breakfast. She wakes Macy up and tells her they can still surprise her dad. Amber is glad to see Connor and Macy happy. Connor tells Amber that he took the day off. Amber assumes that he wants to hang out with Macy alone, but Connor wants to include Amber as well. He takes them to an ostrich farm where they learn more about the animal. Macy laughs as she watches her dad feeding ostriches. Connor orders one ostrich platter for them, but Macy is hesitant to eat it. She does not think much about it when she learns the egg was abandoned. Amber watches the father-daughter duo with amazement. Connor and Amber seem to be much more comfortable around each other. They now get to enjoy one-on-one interactions, and their conversation runs smoothly better than before. Their chemistry is undeniable. Amber tells Connor about her job. She says that her dad made her want to teach. He taught maths at her high school, and all her friends loved him because he was the best teacher. Connor believes Amber makes a bigger difference than she thinks she does because he is certain that Macy is not going to be the same after this summer. Amber thinks Macy is amazing to begin with. Connor thanks Amber for putting up with him and Macy. He then looks at her and admits that Amber probably only had to put up with him, since Macy is a sweetheart. Tony is delighted to hear that Amber is taking good care of Macy. He is also glad that Connor is comfortable around her now and that things are not as strange as they used to be. Tony helps Connor plan their next outing on the weekend since he knows the island pretty well. Connor takes them to a beautiful beach where there are flamingos. They swim all day and take plenty of pictures. Amber feels like Connor is spoiling her. It hardly feels like she is working anymore. She still can't believe that she was chosen over 15 applicants. Connor corrects her on that and tells her that he actually interviewed 19 women. Connor is a cautious man, and he had to be picky because he did not want to leave Macy in the care of an inadequate person. Connor tells Amber he and Macy are lucky they found her. Amber is touched by his words. Amber's sister Candace is expecting a baby, so Amber asks Connor if he has any nieces or nephews. Connor's brother has 3 boys. Amber wants to know the secret to being a good uncle because she wants to be the best aunt for her niece. Connor tells Amber to play with her a lot when her parents won't. He thinks Amber won't have any trouble being her niece's favorite person in the world because she is genuine and caring. Connor receives a phone call from Tony. He informs him that their project might be put off. If he does not figure out a solution, he might have to leave early. Amber wonders if Connor would be interested in tagging along with them to see the gold mill ruins. Connor is still trying to fix his problem at work, so he tells Amber he will not be able to. Amber is happy to take Macy there to explore the site. A lot of explorers search the place for gold, and their findings are estimated to be 3 million pounds of gold. Macy is a curious child. She asks Amber if she has a boyfriend back home. Amber tells her she does not. Macy thinks her father could be her boyfriend. Amber is taken aback by that and tells Macy that Connor loves her so much no one else could compete with her. Macy is smart. She tells Amber that what she was talking about is a different kind of love. She asks Amber if she thinks Connor is handsome. Amber tells Macy that although she finds him handsome, there is more to liking someone than just what they look like. Macy already knows that. She has noticed that her dad acts differently around Amber. On their way back, the car breaks down. Amber does not know how to fix it, and she doesn't even know which part of it is broken. Amber tries to call Connor, but she does not reach him. Connor does not find Amber and Macy at home. He leaves a couple of messages so Amber can read them, but her phone is down. She assures Macy that they will be fine and that she should not worry at all. Amber tells Macy this will be like an adventure where they get to camp out inside the car. Macy is worried Amber will leave as well. Amber reassures Macy that she is not going anywhere. Connor remembers what Amber said about the gold mill ruins and borrows Tony's car to search for Amber and Macy. He finds them sheltered inside the car. He finally brings them back home and is relieved that his daughter is safe again. Amber tells Connor that the car just stopped working all of a sudden. She did not have cell phone reception as well. Connor thinks it was risky to take Macy in the middle of nowhere. Amber took her to a tourist spot in the middle of the day. She did not expect it would end that way. Connor still can't get over the fact that Macy was and still is afraid. She could have been harmed had someone dangerous approached them. Amber was just as scared as Macy. The only option that made sense to her was to stay where she was. Connor tells Amber that it may not seem like it, but he really trusts her with Macy. Amber thinks Macy is stronger than Connor thinks. Connor was worried because Macy is all he has in the world, and if anything happens to her, he will be broken. Tony tells Connor what Amber and Macy went through the night before could have happened to anybody. He wants to make sure Connor was not so harsh on Amber because she did nothing wrong. Connor tells his friend that he is getting worried about going back to the States because Macy would be disappointed when things go back to normal. Tony thinks Connor does not want to let go of Amber because she will be going back to her life. Connor finally admits that he does not want to be away from her. In fact, he was not solely worried about Macy the night before. He was hoping nothing bad happened to Amber as well. Connor puts Macy to sleep early and tells Amber he found a dinner spot he thought might be nice. Connor points at the dinner setup and tells her this is his apology for not making sure she was okay after last night. He was busy being an overprotective father, and he forgot he needed to ask about Amber's feelings as well. Amber asks Connor if he has ever thought about another relationship. Connor was married for 11 years, and then one day, it was tossed out the window. So no, he has not, especially because he does not want to hurt Macy. Amber thinks that sounds lonely for them both. Amber has had a few almost engagements, and she has not been dating anybody as of late. She thinks the whole dating process is time-consuming. Also, most of the men she interacts with are fathers of her students, like Connor. Macy watches them from afar with a big smile, happy that they are getting even closer. Connor follows Amber's advice about educating visitors about the energy industry. She had given him the idea of establishing a building about wind power, like a visitor's center. Connor takes the girls out. Tony and Shauna join them as well. They go on a boat and explore the beautiful world underwater. Connor tells Amber that he was inspired by what she said about the visitors center, and is now trying to make it work. Connor and Amber are happy to see Macy having a blast. Amber tells Connor that his girl is amazing, and a lot of that is because of him. Connor says that his parents helped him a lot when Macy's mom left. Although he struggled a lot, Macy is worth it, and she sees him as her whole world too. Connor is nervous by this realization because he is afraid Macy might think he is not enough. He is afraid she might need more than just him. He confesses that he and Macy have not felt lonely since she arrived. Connor tells Amber that she has driven away the loneliness for him and his daughter. Amber strongly believes that he deserves to be happy. Upon hearing this, Connor gets closer to Amber to kiss her. Connor pulls away and apologizes. He tells Amber it was a mistake. Amber does not know what to say to that, and at that moment, Macy comes out running to tell her father she thinks she would be a great pirate. Amber is not sorry they kissed, but Connor thinks it was too soon because they barely know each other. He is not ready for that. He does not want to keep Amber waiting for something that might not happen. Amber is disappointed to hear that. She thought Connor trusted her with his heart and that things are different now between them. But sadly, that is not the case. Connor is terrified of his own feelings. Amber hangs out with Macy at the beach. Macy wants to keep seeing Amber when they get back home. Amber would like that, but she thinks Macy will have a lot of things going on in her life, and she might be too busy. Candace informs Amber that she gave birth to a healthy baby. Amber promises to be on the next flight because she is so excited to meet her baby niece. Macy is disappointed to hear that Amber will be leaving them early. Amber tells Connor that she does not have to come back if that is what he prefers. Connor says that it is Amber's decision, and she thinks it would be easier if she did not. Amber is overjoyed by the arrival of the precious baby. Candace could tell that Amber has something on her mind. Amber tries to hide her feelings, but she tells Candace everything that happened when she is pressured by her sister. Connor is afraid to get hurt, and Amber guesses that she is not worth the risk. Amber thinks that what she had with Connor was amazing and she doubts she could have that with someone else. She adores Macy and she knows how she feels about Connor. Connor has not heard from Amber ever since she left. Tony thinks Connor is being unreasonable because Amber is the perfect woman for him. She is beautiful and smart, and she loves Macy. Tony believes Connor pushed Amber away because he was focusing on his own insecurities. Connor's project is approved in the end. So, that means they do not have to go home yet. Macy wants to know what that means for Amber. The young girl expects her to come back, but Connor is not sure she will. He excitedly tells Macy it will be just the two of them again. But Macy does not want that. She wants Amber to be with them. Connor explains that Amber's presence in their life was bound to be temporary, but Macy does not accept that. She thinks Amber is not like her mom. Amber provided Macy with everything her mother could not. Connor learns that his ex-wife never made Macy lunch when he was traveling. She did not take good care of her own daughter. Macy tells Connor that Amber loves him. Their relationship should not be as complicated. Macy says that she never saw her mother look at him the way Amber does, which means her feelings are genuine. Amber is the right woman for Connor. Connor takes the first step and contacts Amber. He asks if she is coming back. Candace thinks her sister made a commitment, and she should honor it even if it means that they will be living in awkwardness again. Candace has a feeling that Connor might have changed his mind. But Amber wants to take some time to think. Shauna and Tony give Connor another lecture about how he is still ignoring his feelings for Amber. He admits that he misses her and that he wants her back. Shauna teases Connor for being so smart and yet oblivious when it comes to love. Connor plans a surprise for Amber. She finds Macy on her doorstep and Connor behind her. Amber can't believe they came back just to see her. Also, Connor got her a gift, a little ostrich toy. As Connor and Amber are speaking privately, Macy and Candace watch them curiously. Connor tells Amber that Macy missed her. He missed her as well. Connor had an entire flight to think about what he was going to say and how he was going to say it, and now that he was in front of her, he started improvising. In Aruba, Connor had his reasons for the way he felt, but he realized that they were all excuses. He was terrified of having feelings for someone who could potentially break his heart. He did not believe there could be someone so kind and real to him and Macy. He asks Amber if she has any room for him in her life. She takes his hand and tells him he knows there is. Although Connor pushed Amber away, she found it hard to let go of him. Connor promises Amber to try and make their relationship work, no matter how scary this next step is to him. Amber tells Connor that the best things in life are the ones we are afraid of losing, and that is why she did not wish to give up on Connor. As the two share a passionate kiss, Macy genuinely smiles at the sight of their growing love.